Hey, what's up, fam? And welcome back again to Recap Kickback presents HOTD, the Westeros Kickback here on recapkickback.com. It's me, your host, Chappell, back again to talk to you about another episode of House of the Dragon, Season 3, Episode 7. And with me to discuss all things with the dragons, the Maester is back. Maester Mari, welcome back.
Hey, we are back. We're good. We're not fighting, right?
Right.
We're not making deals with other people or anything like that, right?
I don't think so. I think we all right,
Right.
right?
We
Right?
straight. We got all our fingers. Yeah.
I think so. Everything's accounted for.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
We're
A
good.
lot of
Yeah.
yeah, a lot of interesting things happened in this episode, Mari, and I cannot wait to talk about them with you. But first, of course, thank you all for listening and for joining us. As I say every week, we cannot do this without you. I mean, we could, but it would be no fun if we had nobody to listen to it and tell us when we're right and when we're wrong. And so make sure you join us every week as we cover this and many other things on Recap Kickback. Other content we have going on right now. Chantel and I are still talking about Rock of Love and Flavor of Love universe, and that is a great time. And then I got some other things up my sleeve as we are wrapping this season up. We are one episode away from the finale, Mari.
I know. Oh my God. Because they used to give us 10 episodes.
They refuse.
So one more episode, but I'm happy. I mean, I'm happy we covered it. I'm happy we're here.
Yeah.
Would love some more, but it's whatever.
Yeah, I would too. I would definitely love some more. And we will have more content for you after this season wraps. And so make sure you have subscribed to the podcast, recapkickback.com/subscribe if you want to listen to the audio feed. Or if you want to catch us here on YouTube and see our beautiful faces and our graphics and support our goal of reaching 3,000 YouTube subscribers, make sure you go to youtube.com/@recapkickback and hit that subscribe button. Some of y'all be watching videos, but y'all not clicking like, y'all not clicking subscribe. And that really doesn't help us, you know what I'm saying? Y'all watching and that's cool. But like, you know what I'm saying? Do us a favor. Smash that like button. Show us some love. At least this time I'm begging. So this time I expect to see more, or I'm gonna take it as disrespect. And I know y'all respect.
Not a beg.
Well, yeah, I definitely ain't. You know what I'm saying? I beg a little bit. I don't care. First news, Mari.
Yes.
I did bring my Team Green cup today because it was a good day for us.
I guess, yeah, it was. I guess I too have a Team Green cup. Shout out to our Alyssa, who commissioned this cup for me, the Alicent cup. She will be receiving this cup. Well, I'll be shipping it out this week. Tomorrow, I'll be shipping this out at least tomorrow, and it turned out it's a beauty, and it's just in time because, y'all up a little bit. You still lost Sir Crispy. They're finally finding out that Sir Crispy gone. So, but whatever. So if you want your team, green cup or your team black cup, make your way to my website by going to maricraftstoomuch.bigcartel.com and ordering your cup. I mean, I would say order it before the season's up. The season's up next week, but still order, order. Yeah. So, and thank you to everybody who's been supporting. Like I said, it's been so fun making these cups for you. And we're having a great time. I'm very sarcastic about it, but like, I'm very sad that after next week, we won't be able to come here and talk about it. And that's where my ire is coming from. So thank you guys for supporting us. Thank you for following. And like Chappell said, make sure you like and subscribe. That's the freest thing you can do that can help us reach more people.
Right, exactly. And be sure to stick around at the end of the podcast if you are wanting a little bit more content about the books. If you're a book reader and have read the books before and kind of want to hear us talk about where the books fall in this whole story, we do have Maester Mari's book corner reserved for the end. If you are completely spoiler averse and you don't want to hear anything about the book, that would be a perfect time to tap out. But I have not read the books, and so I will be joining Mari for the book corner because I do like to hear little tidbits here and there. She doesn't get too spoilery. She just wants to give us a little bit more added context, right, Mari?
Exactly. We try. I definitely don't do any future spoilers. I just give added context to what we're seeing. speculation about where we're going, but nothing like I won't tell you a character's fate. Not if we not if I know that it's coming. Now after tonight, I have some concerns again, like I've been saying for the last 2 weeks, about where the season on the whole is going to end. So that'll be interesting to talk about.
Well, stay tuned for that and more in the book corner. But let's go ahead and jump into the episode. There's so much to discuss here. But as you said, we do see the army marching in with Criston Cole's head on a spike. You know, it's not exactly the way he thought he would go out, but he did. And so, you know, all the haters can be happy. You know, we have lost Crispy, but G. Wayne is also finding this out. And we will see him grieving and trying to deal with, okay, it was bound to happen because of the way Cole was moving, but it still sucks to lose your friend. And I think the only person who really sympathizes with him is Daeron, because he also is kind of like watching the way Ormond is moving and realizing the toll that it's taking on him. He's like, he doesn't really support Ormond the way he plans on kind of being a puppet for Daeron. I mean, being a puppeteer for Daeron, the way he's moving, the things that he's doing. Daeron is like, I'm good. I don't need to be a part of this. I actually don't even care to be the king, but I know I need to figure out a way to stop this man. And so there's a lot going on within the camp of the Hightowers right now, Mari.
Yeah, exactly. Like I like this because I felt like we got a little bit about what Daeron is actually thinking. And I love that he was like, honestly, she can keep the crown. And it just goes to show you how much of a like figurehead that Daeron is being used as. Like Daeron don't care, you know. It's clearly just Ormond. It's clearly just Ormond trying to seize power, and to really just stick it to the Targaryens, because he truly has he has a vendetta against that family. He do not like them. So I really like this because we got a lot of more personality from Daeron. G. Wayne coming in really changed the atmosphere of what's going on in that castle. And I really did like this. I like getting a little bit more backstory. And poor G. Wayne, he was like his homie lover friend Criston Cole.
All that part
is gone. I mean, in his head.
Right.
In his head.
In his head.
Gone.
Oh,
yeah. So I feel better.
He's gone. Ormond is making some power plays in this episode. As we saw last episode, our guy Corlys was kidnapped, and you, Camille, and I could not for the life of us identify this man. Mari, tell me what you know about the man who kidnapped Corlys, because I think we owe our listeners an apology.
I mean, do you want to come here and do this at 11 o'clock at night on the East Coast? Okay. I mean, I would love for you to, but cut us some slack, man. Cut us some slack. We was talking to the wee early hours of the morning. But this guy, this is bold John Roxton. He is clearly Ormond's right hand here. I mean, he kidnapped Corlys. What else you want us to say? I didn't realize the guy with the bold cut was working for Ormond. And like I said, it's not book lore, so I wasn't expecting it. So I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, my favorite comments were like, how have y'all not known this man is standing right there all season? I was like, it's not like he had a lot of lines, you know? So I got a lot of names to keep up with.
I don't be looking at the background guards. Like, I'm sorry.
Yeah, so
I'm sorry,
I will apologize. Y'all. Yeah, our apologies about our poor journalist skills. But again, it's the middle of the night, y'all. We're doing our best right after the episode. We didn't have enough time to sit with it like y'all have, okay? But Corlys is sitting here across from Ormond, and he is very confused as to what exactly is needed from Corlys. He's like, are you going to make me a hostage to try to, get some leverage over Rhaenyra? But Ormond's like, no, not exactly. I'm going to use you, but to kind of sow some dissension against the people who follow you, right? The people of Driftmark are going to be, or the men of Driftmark are going to be less likely to come roll up on us if we got you. They're not going to be marching, just following nobody's orders. They kind of need the head here and the Lord of this entire kingdom or whatever to kind of call the shots. And so they're going to keep Corlys a little bit. And later on, we will see that the former hand of the queen is going to be missing a finger.
Yes, when you put it that way, yes, the former hand is now missing a finger because Ormond has to show them that they are not playing and that they have him. It's sad. Corlys is missing a piece, but at the very least, he still has his life as far as we know that. Yeah.
Did they have to take the whole finger, Mark? They're going to just give him a ring.
I mean, Chappell, he's lost so much already. What's another finger?
I think that's what got me about it. It's like, damn, what else can you take from Corlys? Just don't cut his hair. Just give him something. Let that man have something. And they send the ring to one of his bastard sons, Alan, and he looks disturbed to see that's going on. And so we know that this is obviously it's just like, hey, this is a warning sign, or us saying we got him. But at the same time, it's going to antagonize Corlys's people as well, right? It's not so much like a peaceful offering. This is saying he is ours, and we are keeping him alive because we want to, not because we have to.
Yeah. So again, his thought process here, and this is what Daeron was like. What? They have Lord Corlys. They send his finger to Alan. The thought was with the gold cloaks no longer in the city, Rhaenyra was commissioning the Valyrian men basically to keep peace and order into the city. They were supposed to come and keep peace and order. Now with Corlys as a hostage, they're basically going to say the Valyrian men better not touch foot in King's Landing, or we're gonna murder him. So, and for Daeron and Gwen, they're like, we don't give a shit about what's happening in
right.
Landon. Like, do you not see them outside this wall? There's like so many of them. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like they don't see it. And as we know, Ormond is clearly very strategic. He clearly has multiple things going, because before this, he says he has another piece on the board. So what he's doing in King's Landing is probably going to have ramifications, down the line, is what he's probably figuring. So yeah, it's a lot going on, and it's a lot of pieces. The board is being set up. Next week it'll finally come to a head.
Yeah, I really enjoy Ormond as a strategist because it is fun to see. I think those were the things I liked about House of Dragon the first time, or Game of Thrones the first time, was the political movement, but also the strategy that goes into that. I was a big Tywin fan, right? Just like, right. Hey, I could, because you'd like to see, okay, how does this person who might not be the king, for whatever, for all intents and purposes, but is actually making the moves, calling the shots, leading his family into these different positions. And so I've been happy to see Ormond step into this role. But for a minute, I was kind of with Gwen and Daeron, like, what are we doing? But by the end, by the end of the episode, Mari, we do get the big reveal about what his other piece is. And I would like to say I kind of called this, because there is no reason why my boss should be slapping me up in the middle of the courtyard in front of all my friends and family like I don't have a dragon. Ormond basically goes off with that same exact speech. You could be more valuable with us. We wouldn't do you like that. It's crazy how these people just utilize you as a piece. They don't actually value you. What if I had something to give you? Like, I don't know, Driftmark. And it looks like Off is buying into it a little bit.
It is, but it's stupid. Like, he's giving you more responsibilities. He said, how would you want
another job
and Lord of the Times? Like, yeah, another job. What you gonna be mad about? Yeah. This is the big play. This is the big move. Like, him propositioning Ulf right before a major battle. I mean, they've been teeing this up all season, like literally all season. So not surprising that they're having this talk. Yeah.
So for me, I'm I was already kind of defensive for off last episode, and I have been about a lot of the bastards that have been kind of utilized as a piece throughout this, right? Because we see that they've been told different things. They've been okay, promised the sun, the moon, all these lordships, all this money, and none of them are getting anything. We will see Adam in this episode talking about how he never got his last name. He's still a bastard. He never got legitimized. We see Hugh the Hammer being like, so I just lost my marriage. I don't even have no place to sleep. I gotta sleep outside. I ain't got no money. I'm not the lord of anything. Right. All these people are basically working for free, and all they have to show for it is a damn dragon. Now, if all I had to show for it was a dragon, me and my dragon would have been gone. We'd have left. That would have been the end of it. I got what I need, and I wish you'd run up because I got a dragon. But they have been standing beside their queen to their detriment. So I wouldn't be shocked if Ormond took this same speech right on over to Hugh the Hammer.
Yeah, exactly. Like they're TSA right now. Like it's like how much securing are you getting if I'm not being paid? You know. And again, it's that lack of foresight by Daemon, Rhaenyra, and just the stretched resources from her, and basically there being so many little fires everywhere that she's just not, she can't put them out quick enough. She just can't get to them. Yeah.
And I have a question about the relationship between Ormond and Ulf anyway, because it sounded like that wasn't the first conversation they'd ever had. To me, because I think he said, like, you brought up lordship before, let's revisit that conversation. Yeah. And I was thinking, well, when did that happen? How long do you think, not from a book standpoint, but like how much of this season do you think that the two of them have been in cahoots, or at least having a working relationship?
Well, no. He said, I've heard whispers from King's Landing. Remember, Ormond has a lot of people in King's Landing. A lot of them are doing the bidding with the gold cloaks. And he said, I heard you talk of lordships. So I think he's just using all of the info that he's gathered about Ulf in this situation to tempt him.
Gotcha. See, I thought they had a conversation before, or something, because it is also wild that Ormond's able to just walk up to Ulf. I mean, this man does have a dragon.
Yeah.
I just find Ulf it funny.
Ulf is not the best decision maker. So are we shocked?
I mean, I didn't hire his drunk ass. Rhaenyra did. So, and her decision making will be a question throughout this entire episode, starting with the small council. They are not feeling it. Our guy, the new Lord of the Coin, is that what his title is?
Master of Coin.
Yeah, Manderly. He is not happy. He says, I just feel like y'all gave me this position to be a fall guy. And Rhaenyra's like, what? No.
Mysterious said.
Right. So, Manderly, I think you might have just stumbled upon something.
Yeah, he was like, why did you tell them that it was my fault?
I mean, it is your job.
You want me to do?
Right. You want me to take the L? Really? Your queen? Why would I do that? Yeah. So he's upset. And then this woman whose name always escapes me,
Lady Frey
is like, yeah, but about Harrenhal. And Rhaenyra finally just said, take Harrenhal. Take it. Just take the damn thing. It's haunted.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, roofs. Right. Go in there, make yourself comfortable. And then that way, if Aemon is there, you can run him out. But if he's not there, he can't come back. So sure, go. And Lady Frey is ecstatic. She's like, woo, we did it. We won. Girl, what? Oh, no, fix her up.
Ridiculous. I know. A money pit. For real.
So,
like, if you wanted that badly, take it. Rhaenyra's like, like
For the love of God. Yeah, take the damn thing. There's still some jockeying for Rhaenyra's ear throughout the episode as well. We know Mysaria and Daemon have been on opposite sides of the way she should be governing. And it comes up a couple times because there's definitely the moments where Rhaenyra has to kind of check her. Like, hey, I see that you, like, I understand that you got like your own kind of agenda here, but let's not forget who I am. I'm the queen. And she's like, what? Girl, I ain't never led you astray. She's like, I don't know. She said, hey, I only would do what your father is doing. I'm trying to tell you to do what Viserys would have done. And Rhaenyra finally says what we've all been thinking out loud. Viserys was not good at his job.
Finally. Yeah, exactly.
He's been living in a dream. She says it's a fantasy world. And that is the truth. He was living in a world where everybody will just accept these things. I can keep the peace. I can make my daughter the queen. You know, I can do all these things because I said so. And the realm is not just going to go with because I said so. Even though you are the king, they're going to go with tradition. They're going to go with the church. There are other factors at play here. And so even from jump, saying that Rhaenyra could be his heir was going against a lot of the traditions and the patriarchy that was set up. So for him to just be like, yeah, and then everybody's going to live happily ever after, the end. Viserys, no, you need to codify her reign. You need to make sure you legitimize these things before you die, because if you do die, we will see the likes of Otto Hightower, Ormond as well, kind of rising up and trying to usurp the throne. And that's exactly what happened. And I think Rhaenyra is just fed up with trying to follow Viserys' rule.
Yeah, she's also seeing that she has been trying to rule like Viserys and it's not getting her anything. Like nothing is happening. She's at her wit's end. Nobody's listening to her. So it's like Mysaria pulled this thread once. She pulled it twice, but now she can't pull it again, right? Like Rhaenyra she's done hearing that. Like that is not the emergency lever to pull anymore. Like somebody needs to get her results and nobody is.
Right. And it's starting to feel like Mysaria is losing her influence on Rhaenyra a bit. And she's also losing the faith of the small folk because she has been championing herself almost like the people's champ. I was one of y'all. I am one of y'all. I was a lowly whore, but here I am now, and I have the queen's ear, and I can get in her ear and make things better for y'all. I promise. But here she is getting confronted about how much power she actually has. And I think in this moment, Mari, she's realizing, damn, I really actually don't have any power. You know, the things I'm saying, the policies that I'm pushing now that I'm, adjacent to the office, they're not actually going through because Rhaenyra's whole reign is all effed up. Everything is messed up. So even with the amount of influence you might have on her, it's still not enough to get the things done. You have Daemon, you have the Hightowers and all of their different traps that they've set and blockades and all this other stuff she has to navigate. So Mysaria is basically in this role for herself. She's not really doing anything for the people, even though she keeps telling herself that.
Yeah. I mean, but also though, she did manage to get the people their arms, like the money went to the people. And so it's kind of like shitty that she did that. The money went to the people. She's not getting credit for it. Rhaenyra's not getting the credit for it. She just gave the money to the gold cloaks then. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, it's just one of those things where she is trying to do as much as she can, but it's like, you still suck. Like what?
Right. But this woman definitely put her on blast. She's like, girl, you always gonna be a whore. These people are never going to look at you like, oh, thank God, we pretty woman to her. She was a whore, but now, oh, look, she's a housewife. No. So Mysaria is not okay with this. You could tell that this is not the kind of role she wanted to play. She thought she had more influence, but now she might be kind of settling on the idea that she doesn't. But after Rhaenyra's awful episode, because there was so many things that happened that just was driving her crazy, Mysaria does come to her aid, and this is what happened when you put your side chick in office next to you.
Well, I mean, Mysaria said, "Oh, word, I'm a whore. You right. Let me go back
to what I got. Yeah,
let me go use what I know I can use to find my influence.
Use what you got to get what you want. Ronnie Ho quotes.
I was sitting here like, why is Rhaenyra talking to this woman's vagina? Like when they're like,
you knew what was coming.
I did, and that's fine because people be gay, right? Like,
right.
Great. Can we get back to governing? Like, what do we? What's like?
She had a long day.
Rhaenyra is like, this is all of the bad stuff you did. You're not doing anything. Yes, but let's have sex and you'll forget about that.
Like you're right. You're right. Take my mind off things. Let me blow off the steam. Okay, Rhaenyra. But yeah, she's having an awful day. We have to jump over to, I guess, the real issue with her day today is that we have found Rhaena. We found Rhaena. She has been at the Vale. Daemon goes to the Vale and he's like, Jane Eyre, what's up? Jane Eyre kind of like, oh yeah, I think she went somewhere. But after a little prodding, she finally reveals, didn't take much, but after a little prodding, she finally reveals where Rhaena is. Daemon is shocked because he's like, girl, I told you. You said you were going to stay hidden. Why are you outside with this damn dragon? Why are you out here with sheep stealer? Rhaena's over it. You know, like you said, twist out all messed up. She burnt up. She been eating sheep off the ground from sheep stealer. She's at her wit's end. And right when she's probably about to start trusting her dad a little bit, she sees 2 more dragons flying through the air. So we end up seeing a little bit of a standoff for a second before all these dragons just jump my guy's sheep stealer.
They get to fighting. Don't forget, let's put a pin in Lady Jane. We could just pin it for the end. Yeah, this was at first I was like, oh yes, okay, Daemon is gonna come, he gonna help her train sheep stealer, and then here they go. I was like, oh no. Like, and then my first thought was, has Alan ever met Rhaena?
He acted like he hadn't, because when he went to go grab her, you would think once he saw it was her, he'd be like, girl, what are you doing? He just like snatches her ass up.
Yeah, so that I was a little confused about that. But yeah, they come, they take her. I'm just like, and then Rhaenyra is like, this is who it was. And I'm just like, if we would have talked about this like a few months ago or a few weeks ago, whatever the timeline was, I feel like it wouldn't have gotten this big. Like, y'all dragons over here, like Cyrax getting murked by sheep stealer, and I'm like, that's the queen's dragon. What is y'all doing? You know what I'm saying? And leave it to Daemon. Daemon and Craxus always have to save the day. I was mad about this. I'm like, y'all got all this power, all these dragons, and y'all over here fighting amongst yourselves, injuring your great weapons. You know what I'm saying? Of these dragons, though, which one is your favorite? Everybody, I love me some Caraxes. That's my guy.
I hate to say it because it didn't look like he was gonna see much more of my boy, but sheep stealer. Oh my god! Please, baby, get up, stand up. Like, I seen him hobbling off. I said, they killed him. They got my. He just like a little YN. That's all. And so I'm rooting for him. Mari, I don't know if this dragon is dead. Obviously, we know that dragons can take a bit of a beating and still survive. We will talk about that before the end of this recap as well. But they messed him up. They messed him up pretty bad. They drag Rhaena off, and she's screaming behind it because she knows as well that her dragon's probably dead, but also she about to go back to living in a kingdom where she's probably looked at as the person who ruined a lot of stuff, but also she's back to the life of having no dragon. Her whole life, all she wanted was to have a dragon. She got a dragon. He was ratchet as hell, and she still was like, I'm gonna stand beside him. And now she don't even got that.
Yeah. And I just think that because Rhaenyra is dealing with this like it's like reopening the grief, right? It's like reopening the grief. She has to accept this reality where her husband lied to her, her stepdaughter I don't even know I guess she doesn't even know it was an accident, but she's blaming her stepdaughter for killing her son, when I'm still sitting here over here like, it was the ships and the triarchs that killed him. I'm like, is nobody talking about the bowls? Like, that's who killed him.
She helped.
Bad flying. Like,
yeah.
No, I refuse to to blame Rhaena.
You don't blame Rhaena for her and her raggedy dragon flying in and messing up the mission?
I mean, the mission shouldn't have happened in the first place.
Good point.
Jake should have stayed his butt at Dragonstone. So so it's like a lot going on for Rhaenyra. And I think if again this had been talked about calmly and presented a different way a few weeks ago, she would have understood that, like, hey, this could be another dragon for us. You know what I'm saying? Like, this could be another dragon for us. We pull Rhaena in, we help her train her dragon, and this could be another mega war weapon for us. But it was just too much going on, too much lies. The dragons started fighting each other, which was very cool.
Very cool.
Yeah, I think it was definitely kind of like a here, damn, like, like, here you go. So I mean, it was really cool. Like, dragons are very tough, as we see later. But it normally does, it takes more than likely it takes another dragon to take out a dragon. It's very, very hard for people to take out dragons, even though I still blame the Triarch in them for the death of Jace.
You might be able to blame the Triarch for them, but I gotta blame Rhaena for everything else, because that conversation that you're talking about could have happened with Rhaenyra. We could have sat down and said, okay, we know who has Sheepstealer. Let's bring her in. Let's, train the dragon, XYZ, add it to our military. But Rhaena is like, no, that lady is gonna be mad at me. I killed her son. I messed up the line of succession because, her own sister was supposed to be the queen to Jace's king, at some point. She messed all that up, and she went to Daemon and said, do not do that. Daddy, do not do this to me. And so for him to finally decide, okay, I will be a father to you, I will give you something, I felt bad for him, because it did feel like he was trying to give everybody what they wanted. I can't betray my daughter. I can't betray my niece's wife either. So the best I could do is kill a random and give you a fake skull and lie to you. But in this episode, his plan was to help her. He goes to her and says, okay, Rhaena, what are you trying to do? She's like, I want to take out Vhagar. He's like, easy peasy. I got you. We could go jump her together, because then he can come back and be like, look, I found Rhaena, and we tamed Sheepstealer, and Vhagar is dead. Everything is solved. Now we don't have to talk about that random skull. But it just didn't work out for him. So I don't know. I kind of felt for Daemon in this episode, because even when he goes to apologize to Rhaenyra, you can tell she don't want to hear it.
Yeah, I mean, and it was kind of funny that he's actually like trying to, we see him saying sorry in this episode and saying please, but again, the hurt, it's too much, with lies like this, it's much easier to try and be as truthful as soon as possible, because it ends up being the lie itself that hurts. And I think that's what it is here with Daemon and Rhaenyra. It's the lie. She says that skull, I was using that skull for comfort. Now it's a lie. It's all a lie. And I don't trust you. Now I know you'll lie to me if you think it's in my best interest, yada, yada, yada. It's just a lie. They always say it's the cover up. It's the cover up that gets the public, not the actual incident normally.
Yeah, that's a good point. Also, I mean, we have to point out that Rhaenyra spent a big chunk of this episode standing by her man. My man. He would not know. He's not lying to me. Yeah, he's telling me the truth. Mysaria was working overtime. She's like, you don't think he has that in him to lie to you? She's like, no, I don't. Nah. She's like, for real? Like deep down in your heart, you couldn't see Damon doing some of this stuff that I'm accusing him of. Like, all right, you might be right. So it's even worse that she proved Mysaria right. You know what I'm saying? But he proved her right by getting caught like this. And I think a part of that is also what pushed her back into Mysaria's arms. You know, they've had a flirtmance before. They've been close before, but I don't know if this is the first time they got it on full scale, but yeah, I think all that flirtmance is over. This is officially girlfriend number 2.
Yeah, in the after show, I think they said they finally consummated but I'm like, I remember when she had her against the wall.
Right. Whatever. What is y'all definition of consummate? Where we stopping? Say when.
Right. I don't know.
Yeah, these 2 romantic interests of hers are fighting for her ear, but also fighting for maybe her love. Like, I don't know if this is, like you said, if this is consummated, then this is saying like, oh, we're a couple, you know, and not to say that her and Damon aren't a couple, but I don't think Damon knows or is going to suspect that Rhaenyra has now fallen into the arms of his ex, the whore.
Yeah, again, she needed some comfort, and she found it between the milky thighs of Mysaria.
For sure. Now, also, Rhaenyra kind of messy. Can we talk about it? Let's just. I know it's not in the episode, but this is mess. This is your husband's ex.
So
you don't gotta. Why you gotta shit where you eat? You know what I'm saying? Like you can't separate these two. This is your work wife and your actual side chick, and then you got your husband who used to date her. Mari, it's too much going on. This is messy.
They just sharing. It's fine.
Is it?
He can't get mad at her. She's sampling the good TV sampling. They sampling them together.
I mean, yeah. See, now that's what she needs to do. Now she needs to say, okay, guys, we are all a family now. Sister wife. Oh, yeah, like what year is this in Westeros? It's 102. You know, this is the new age. You know, we're doing stuff now. Women are in power. We could do this. We could do a little poly relationship here.
It's 130 now. It's 130.
Oh, so 130. Yeah, see, new age.
Yeah. I mean, it happens. Where else she gonna find her release at? She too busy. What, Manderly? Like and this is like book accurate. Like a lot of people suspected that all 3 of them were getting it on together.
Yeah, but before we move away from this Damon, Rhaenyra whole thing, I did enjoy that piece where he was talking to Lady Jane of the Vale, and she's like, yeah, the girl is out there hidden amongst the nettles. And I said, oh, she said it. She said nettles. She said it. That's a thing. That's what everybody keeps saying.
She said it. Yep. It's the whole like that isn't how the real Nettles got her name or anything like that. But it's like, here, guys. Here.
Here, damn.
Again, here, damn.
Won't stop talking about it. So I guess we have to say it.
Yeah. Yeah, Lady Jane here also. You saw that girl sitting on her lap?
Yeah, I did.
People be gay.
Nope. When she said, when she first said Rhaena flew, I thought she meant down the moon door. When she said, where did she go? She flew. I said, what? And then I was like, oh wait, okay. She said she left. All right, because that would be crazy. It would have been a lie, but also a crazy lie.
It would have been. Not gonna lie, it would have been cool if they kind of if she pushed Rhaena out the moon door and then she still her like
swooped her up, yeah,
and then drunk high. But she still would have Dracarys everybody for throwing her out the moon door.
Rhaena better than me. When Lady Jane got to slapping her last episode, I'd have been like, I'll be right back.
Don't you worry. I will be right back.
I got something in my trunk. I'll be right back. Me and she still would have ran through the veil. Wouldn't be no veil. It'd be a whole moon door. The whole thing would be a moon door.
Yeah.
Okay, so one of Rhaenyra's other plans is still in action. She has sent Alicent to Harrenhal, the haunted mansion where Aemon is staying with Alice Rivers, and we see Alicent appear and start to use her motherly influence on this man before they start to get busy, because that's what Targaryens do. And Mari, I think the scene went on like 3, 4, 5 seconds too long. Like, because I think about halfway through I realized it was the witch, but even then I couldn't separate what I was seeing from my brain being like, that's the witch, that's the witch, that's the witch.
Yeah.
Because Alicent, you need to get off your son, even in witch form.
I didn't know that was the witch, and I was just like, dog. When are we gonna like send somebody to like check the writer's room? Like they might need to send somebody to check the computers of the people in the white writer's room, because once is a coincidence, twice is pushing it, 50-11 times somebody up in there has a taboo fetish of some sort. Because what?
I have thoughts.
What?
The whole timeline, the whole family tree of the Targaryens is laced with incest. So you have to know that the women aren't deciding who's going to be doing the incest. The men are in charge. So you have to believe at some point that they like it.
But there's not much mother-son incest.
You're right.
In that.
It's normally siblings.
Yes. Or uncles, aunts, nieces. Like it's very rarely mother-son incest.
Mm-hmm.
I'm literally thinking down the line.
You're like, this might be the one.
So, no. Somebody check the hard drives.
Yeah, check the
hard drives.
Put them on a list. Mari, I think this is the parallel between Aemon and Daemon. I think that they have shown us more times than not that they're very similar. And they had a very similar experience in Harrenhal. They both showed up there. The witch kind of tries to make her play. Daemon escapes, but it doesn't look like Aemon is going to. But while they were at Harrenhal, they both were haunted. They had their dreams and all that kind of stuff. And they both landed on, I need to have sex with my mama.
I know. Is that like some second son thing? It's like all the second sons are like, let me go have sex with my mama.
There's probably something to that, right? Because they're not the favorite. When Alicent goes, or when Alice as Alicent goes to Aemon, one of the first things she says is, you're my special boy. You're the one. You're my favorite. And that's when Aemon like, okay, yeah, we could definitely have sex. It's like, I think that it's something about, I can't figure out how to get her to love me as much as the first one, right? The first guy, he's promised the world, the stars, the moon. He's going to be the king. We got to spend so much time nurturing him. They don't really spend that much time with me. But how can I really solidify my bond with this woman who's clearly giving birth to me, but has so much more time to kind of help rear my brother to be the king? I'm like, okay, well, why don't we just start having sex?
I know, yeah, sex is the answer. And I'm kind of mad that he was disgusted when it switched back to Alice. Like, I was like,
oh, get off of me.
You're not my mama.
Right? Don't let your witch girlfriend keep you from finding the love of your life, and that be your mom. So he threw her off. Like, get off of me, woman. Now, did she do that on purpose? Was she seducing him on purpose as his mom, or was this just the Harrenhal witchcraft in the air?
I would guess this is the Harrenhal witchcraft in the air.
You think so?
I think so. I would hope so.
I would hope so as well. But she does know how to get him. You know, she knows what he likes. She's been kind of manipulating him since he's been here, and she's really pushing for. I think the last thing she said to him before he pushed her off was, "I'm going to give you a son." You know, she's already planted the seeds that no, you don't need to go back to your old kingdom. This is your new kingdom. I'm going to give you a bunch of babies, and then we also have dragon eggs. We're just going to start a new bloodline right here, and it's going to be me and you. And then the mother-in-law showed up.
Yeah. Very awkward. Very, very awkward dinner. Especially since like your girlfriend is kind of around the same age as your mama. It's like,
oh, even nastier. This is all nasty.
Yeah. But again, it is kind of weird that Aemon is kind of how should we say, not going for this full tilt, because again, he's been showed to have a proclivity for like older women. So it's very interesting, because if we remember, the woman who gave Mysaria that speech was his not sugar, you know what I'm saying, it was
his cougar.
There you go. In the horse den, that was his lady of choice. So very weird. It's like, Mom, this is Alice. This is my mom.
And Alice is like, I did not sign up for this. You know, I think a lot of married couples probably deal with that. You know, your parents get older and sometimes they need you to take care of them. And they say, okay, well, we're moving. We got to move my mom in. You move my dad into the guest room. I think, King of Queens, Doug Heffernan is like, Carrie, your dad's living in the basement. You know, this is very much similar to that, where she's already planned her life. It's going to be me. It's going to be you. It's going to be our baby dragons. We're going to have a kingdom here at Harrenhal. I'm going to finally be the queen that I deserve to be. I didn't expect your mama to move in. We didn't really talk about that. And so she wants Alicent out. He wants her to stay. In fact, he pretty much demands it. Like, no, you're not going back home. You're with me now.
Yeah, straight up kills Sir Adrian or whatever.
Yeah, he's dead now.
Immediately.
Good move.
Great move, because because Sir Adrian, I think, was just there to kill him, right? He was just slice.
Yeah.
So Alicent. So wait, who picked the nightshade? Because I think I missed it. It was Alicent?
So okay. Yes, so Alicent will go back to Sir Adrian, and she goes to steal his dagger, because I think she's finally like, I guess I got to kill this dude myself. They're not gonna let me leave. I got to get out of here. If I kill him, I can go back to Helena, my actual favorite child, and tell Rhaenyra, look, I did it. It's over. He's dead. Let's move on with our lives. You know, so many people are like, just take it. Just be the queen. Leave me alone. And we know Alicent kind of landed on that a couple episodes ago. Like, hey, you can have it. I just want to take me, my child, and my unborn grandbaby, and maybe even Jahara, maybe her too. Yeah. And we're just gonna go and get out of your hair. So now she's kept hostage by her son. So she goes to get the dagger. But I think the idea of, let me stab him up, it just doesn't sound like the greatest plan. And she sees the nightshade over in the distance and decides to whip up that wine.
Yeah. Sure. Because I'm just the length she's willing to go to protect Helena, and then the bus she's willing to drive over Aemon and Aegon is just...
Well, they suck.
I mean, yeah. But this is... but this is what she did all of this for. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is the whole reason she married Viserys. It's just weird to see somebody who fought so hard for her positioning, for her kids' positioning, to be trying to give it up so easily.
I think she never wanted it. I think it was always more Otto than her. You know, I think it was like, okay, now I have to, I'm duty bound to make these things happen, to protect my child. But she had to watch them two grow up to be losers. They suck. They're bad to women. They're bad to children. They're bad to adults. They kill people. I mean, even in this episode, Aemon looks her dead in the eyes like, yeah, just so you know, I did try to kill Aegon. And that's what she like, I need to get out of here. Okay.
you tried to kill the other brother. What I look like protecting you? So yeah, I think that they've given her more than enough reasons to turn her back on them, and then to go back to Helena and try to live a happy life with the rest of the family that she does have.
Yeah.
I wonder, and I know this is probably spoilery, but it's all fun and games when it's like, let's run off with Helena right now. What happens when Daeron shows back up? Because that's her other kid, and is she going to run off and leave him too? I highly doubt it.
Well, so her thinking is that Daeron is in a good place. Her thought was sending Daeron away is probably the best thing for him. Now, I know she knows that it is not the best thing for him that he's now declaring himself the king and coming against Rhaenyra. But I think she said it herself, or at least he implied it, like she doesn't know him. She barely knows Daeron. So her singular focus is Helena.
I think when she sees him, it's going to be different. I just feel like she failed so many times with these boys that I think that she'll finally look at one that's actually mannerable. You know, he seems like he has a good head on his shoulder. He doesn't seem like a creep. He looks like her. He has her hair. As opposed to
I'm still mad about, by the way, but keep going.
He has her hair. So it's like, she looks at him and like, I think we're more of the same. You know, the whole Ormond's whole speech here is, look at the Targaryens. They suck. Why would y'all want to be aligned with the Targaryens specifically? Look at all the horrible things that they do. Hell, even Alice Rivers in this episode says, of course, Aemon, you want exactly what every Targaryen man wants, his mama. You know, and so they just are painting the family out to be like, do you even want to be involved in this? And so I could imagine her looking over and seeing him with her hair, acting like he has good sense, and being like, I think I can save him too.
Yeah, I mean, again, Daeron is the one who really has, like, he's had the terrible upbringing in the show. He's the one who asked about his mother. I could definitely see him wanting to like reconcile with her. Like if he could escape Ormond, well, which was when he said, "Where am I supposed to go?" I was like, you know what I'm saying? It's kind of like
there.
Back to your mama? No, just
right.
Yeah, it's just a tricky situation. You know, that this is what happens. This is what happens when you send your children off to be wards. You just don't have the closeness that you have to them. And she was hoping, she saw the shitty job that she did with the other two, and she was just praying and hoping that her sending him off to ward would mean that he shows up better than them. And he does seem like he has that disposition, but at what cost? Like he had to go through life with this monster that is Ormond. So you know, it just sucks. I feel bad for her, you know, because her children, she and her children were used as pawns, you know, and it's just a different motivation.
Yeah and she needs to get back home because Helena's still there as a captive with Rhaenyra, and she's still very pregnant. And so we will see Rhaenyra come to Helena and try to gently persuade her to give her some information about these dreams.
Gently.
She damn near forced the girl to be like, hey, tell me everything you know. Helena doesn't know much, Mari. She says she only gets flashes.
Yeah, which is that's all dreamers. Like we in Night of the Seven Kingdoms, they didn't really do a very good job about talking about how that Daeron dreams were, but you know, it's very often it's symbolism, you know, the wings of the dragon fall and the spread, and Helena said the spider, he gives up one eye to get to, like it's never cut and dry. So Rhaenyra over here, where's Corliss?
Tell me what hostages are.
It's like, girl, calm down. I literally wrote in my notes, girl, calm down. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah,
like Helena was actually listening to you, being nice to you, and then you scared the poor girl. Like she said the gray horse, and I was like, the gray horse.
Well,
I was thinking,
go ahead.
Keep going. No, I was just trying to think what that meant. I was thinking of different house sigils. And then I was thinking about like is that like symbolism for like plague or death or something like that? Yeah. What are you about to
You know
say?
what I thought about?
What?
You remember that random ass horse that popped up in Game of Thrones that final season? I think it was Daenerys is burning down the entire village or whatever. Missandei's head's been chopped off. She's mad. She's burning it up. We see the buildings collapsing, I think on Cersei and Jaime, I think around that time. And then we just see a random ass white horse, and maybe it was gray, but it's just there. Nobody ever gives us any more information about that horse. Nobody talks about it. We act like the horse didn't happen, but Mari, the North remembers. At least I do. There was a horse.
Maybe there has to be some symbolism into it. I'll look into it. There has to be some
mare.
Gray mare, yes, the gray mare. Mare.
We get a little bit more of her dreams.
Yeah.
And my little tagline here on YouTube says, "Winter is coming?" ? Because it does start to snow, Mari. Is this is more of the Song of Ice and Fire visions that, Viserys was talking about?
This is what I thought. I was like, okay, there's an eclipse. There's the winter. I was like, maybe this is like the long night or something.
Yeah, that's what I thought
there's
too.
The mare. This is what I thought. I was like, oh, I think she's seeing the Game of Thrones prophecy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Now, what do you think that means for Helena? Because now that she's seen it, what does she do with this information, if anything?
Nothing. She's a scared little child. She's just like, she doesn't know what it means, And then it's not good with Rhaenyra sitting there shaking her. Like, it's just
tell me. Like,
it's nothing. It's one of those things that's just like, she can stitch it. I kept thinking, I kept wanting to see what her stitching was. I was like, stitch it. Like,
draw
it.
When
Rhaenyra like took the stitching, I wanted to see what that was, but like, there's not much you can do. You're a dreamer. You gotta, she has to interpret it herself, and it might take seeing it a few more times and getting context. So it was just kind of like, it was so interesting. And I was trying to think of the pictures before. It was like her and her Jaehaera and Jaehaerys.
She was on a dragon at some point.
Yes. Thank you. She was on Dreamfire. And I was like, oh, thank God, because that, I was like, there's not too many chances that we get to see Dreamfire. And so to see Dreamfire, she was pretty. Dreamfire is like supposed to be a very beautiful dragon with like pink scales and stuff, blue with pink scales and all of that. And Dreamfire is literally has only been ridden by women Targaryens who are dreamers, and that prophecy, or what that foretold, is an actual prophecy, and that it will be in the future seasons. That we will see that, what that prophecy foretells. The thing with her and her kids and the night and all that, I don't know what that is. I'm assuming that's Game of Thrones.
Okay. All right. Well, we shall see. Before I get too far away from this, because we're about to wrap soon. I had issues with the scene between Adam and Baela. He's going to her and saying, "Hey, can you talk to Rhaenyra and get my name legitimized?" And she's like, "Nah, that girl don't trust me. You know what I'm saying? My name mud around these parts. Why do you want that so bad?" He's like, "Well, I mean, if I ever wanted to marry somebody highborn, I kind of need a name." And she go, "Oh, your brother been talking about me." No. Actually, just found out.
Oh, she is so like saved by the dragon, right? Like,
so, oh look, so Caraxes. Oh my God, we gotta go. Like, we gotta go that way. Look.
I was like, I know. I was like, oh no. Like, it's just like so quickly. It's just like, I was like, oh, okay. So our guess last week was correct. Like, it's the little love triangle here, but then she spilled the beans about Adam. Like, girl, you are not keeping it, player. You never say it.
She knew. She don't know. She just out. She fresh out of a relationship. She don't know the game. She ain't been in the streets for a while, Mari. Matter of fact, she's never been in the streets.
Yeah, exactly. Right. She's clearly new to the streets, because you're not supposed to tell your whole business before you figure out what the person is alluding to, girl.
Right. God dang. And then they brothers too. Bam. Yeah. Thayla. What part of the game is that? You're messing up. Do you think that there's going to be any tension between Adam and Alan now that this is potentially an issue?
Do you think he caught it though?
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I definitely. It took me, because I think he and I caught it at the same time. She said, "Oh, your brother been asking me." He said, "Brother, what?" And I was like, "Oh, God," because I think, last week we had B and Camille AF on the podcast. Thank you so much, Camille, for joining us. That was so much fun. But Camille did bring it up that it did look like Adam was having maybe some romantic feeling. We had got that scene of the two of them, but the show didn't really lean into it as much as they did for Alan. When Alan, we got a full blown kiss. And so I don't think there's gonna be any beef. It was just a kiss, maybe it went further than that, but we only saw a kiss. I think it's fine. They're
brothers. They're brothers.
Yeah.
They're not gonna fight over their niece.
Yeah, these people wouldn't fight over their nieces, Mari, right? So let's get to the main event here. At least what I call the main event, because he's back, baby. Aegon is back, and it was such a journey getting him back. Him walking through the woods with Larys and Tywin Lannister as they're basically being told to go back the other way. There's an army is coming. The Moutons, I think they're called, Mari.
Yeah, on the way. Mootons of Maidenpool.
Yeah, they're on the way. It's a bunch of them, and they have every reason to go somewhere else. They're like, okay, Aegon, listen, these people are sworn to Rhaenyra. They're not going to be happy to see you. And apparently they're hunting Tyland. He's the reason why they're even looking for you that bad. And so let's ditch Tyland. Tyland, you turn yourself in and then we will continue on our way. Aegon finally says, nah, I'm done running because I don't want to die a nameless, faceless person out that people thought, oh, you were killed by your brother and all this other stuff. He's like, I'm not going out like that. I'm going out like a king, and people are gonna hear me declare that I am the king before I lose my life. It'll be my dying breath, And for a second, I didn't really believe him, but it's such a through line in this show. Ever since Corlys said it, I want to say in season 1, where your name is what matters. It's the legacy that you leave. Are these people going to sing songs about you? Or are they going to make fun of you? Are you going to be ridiculed for the rest of your life? Kristen Cole went through this same exact journey. He's like, I'd rather die in battle because that's what I want to be known for. A dude who died in battle. According to the books, maybe that's what he's known for. But here, not so much. This man is known to be a joke. He got shot in the face with some arrows, and then they put his head on a spike and paraded him around like nothing. He doesn't get his glory moment. And Aegon's like, I want my glory moment. I want to go out as the king who stood tall against the usurper and the false queen and all this other stuff. So he tells Larys and Tyland they can leave. Tyland says, nah, I wouldn't desert my king. Not me. I got honor. Larys, what about you?
Peace.
Larys said, I mean, I'm not really no help if I stay. I got a bad leg. Right, I can't fight. You know what I'm saying? You don't really need me. I'm a burden. But if you just want me to be there, he said, just if you say I gotta be there, I'll be there. But I'ma just. And Larys takes off. Now, Mari, I was going to ask you, is this the last time we see Larys? But I can't wait until we see him again, because he's gonna be like, "Hey, God, what? I knew he was gonna be back in power, baby. What's up?"
Yeah, Larys is gone. As he should be.
As he should have.
Yeah, as he should have. And Aegon said, I ain't going out like no punk. Essos.
Right.
I'm not going to Essos. It's that same thing as Rhaenyra. Rhaenyra, I'm not going to Essos to sell oranges and spice. Like when you are raised to basically be a god amongst men, it's very hard to give that up, even if you find out that you're a horrible person. So Aegon is he's like, I'm back, baby. And I knew exactly as soon as he started talking, I was like, oh, okay, I know exactly what's gonna happen right here. And I'm glad that Sunfire is back.
Right. So we get Aegon, in Thailand. They get tracked down by the mutants. Eventually they run up on them and they're like, hey, we don't know who y'all are, but you look like Thailand and we've been hunting you. And you, sir, you need to pledge fealty. So get to it. Aegon says, nah, not me. He's on his Rosa Parks stuff. I will not move. He's like, not look. I am Aegon. Damn it. I'm the king of the Andals, the first man, all that kind of stuff. I was anointed. Your queen can't even say she was anointed by them people. I was anointed by the church. It's me. I'm the big bad wolf. And the people start to cower. Like, oh my God. He's like, yeah, my power. Y'all see that? Y'all look. Yeah, that's right. Beating his chest. King Kong ain't got nothing on me. Only to realize that, it's Sunfire. He's back.
Like he ain't here.
How did he not hear that?
That's what I'm saying. Like we've been heard that. Like
boof, boof, boof. Stomping around, knocking trees over.
Exactly. And it's just like, I mean, I love this. I love the symbolism of like this kind of being like when Aegon reclaims himself, Sunfire, reclaims himself. Sunfire is jacked the fuck up though.
They match. They're brothers.
Exactly. Like Sunfire, half his face is smooth, clean off. His eye is all jacked up, half his teeth missing. It's like skull on one side. It's like just skull bone, like the side that he was laying on. Very interesting. Interesting interpretation of the text. I did like this moment.
I love this screenshot I took. It's crazy. Yeah. It's crazy that this is the scene that they ended up drawing up because, of course, by getting his dragon back, he knew there's only one thing that could be done at that point. Dracarys. And we got to see Sunfire got right back in action like he never left. Like you said, the dragons are tough, but it is not lost on me that him and Aegon both jacked up right now. I don't think either of them is in fighting shape. So I know Aegon is like, I got my dragon back. Do you think Sunfire will be that much of a help once the other dragons show up? I don't know. Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. It's better than having no dragon, but a little jacked up, ain't he?
Yeah, dragons, like the way that you know that dragons are dead is once their heads leave their shoulders. That's the most effective way to know that there's no more dragon. Think about
Melee's dragon.
Like Luke got torn in half by Vhagar. Melee's, just neck gone. Jason's dragon, we all know, got slit, but then that baby drowned. The dragon drowned. So dragons are very, very resilient, and looks like Sunfire was smart and just kind of like, it seems like he was kind of playing possum or something like that, or waiting to heal. And all he needed was, and as soon as they were like, oh, we got to go back towards Rook's Rest. Like that was the whole reason why this season I was like, okay, well, at least they're in the area. Yeah. But this was a really cool moment, a really cool reveal.
It makes me wonder what Aegon's next move is because people think he's dead. He has a dragon. They're looking for Vhagar. They found Sheepstealer. Sheepstealer might be dead. Who knows? We didn't see his head leave his shoulders, or his neck. So he could be around still. Exactly. But I don't know if, we get to Tumbleton and we're all in a skirmish thinking, okay, well, Rhaenyra's got the upper hand. We've got this, we got more dragons than y'all. But then you got Ulf, who switches sides, maybe even Hugh the Hammer switches side. We didn't really see him in this episode, but I mean, he is incentivized at some point to switch sides a little bit. Maybe Corliss's kids don't want to get into it because Corliss is a hostage. And then on top of that, you got Aegon, who could just pull up on his dragon at points. I think the only person we're not really worried about is Vhagar, because Aemon seems like he's been poisoned by his own mama. So
yeah,
I don't know where we're going, but I definitely would love to see, and I hope that they address it obviously in the next episode, what Aegon's plan is here, because he's down and out. His dragon is a little raggedy right now, and he doesn't have any real followers anymore except for Tylan, because everybody thinks he's dead. And so I'm very excited to see what happens next.
Yeah, maybe we'll see.
Maybe we will. Mari, anything else from the episode you wanted to flag up before we get into Maester Mari's book corner?
No, I think we talked about everything.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I'll be trying not to miss nothing, Mari, because we hit the ground, so we got to record this so fast.
I know.
There'll be articles out tomorrow that'll be like, you missed this, and like, oh, my bad, sorry.
Yeah, and it's just kind of like, it's just like we tried.
What are you gonna do?
Yeah, what are you gonna do?
So if you are opposed to spoilers, now is the time for you to jump out completely. Like Mari said, she's not going to give any future spoilers, but she's definitely going to talk about some things around this, the context around this episode, maybe some things we have not seen that have been depicted in the books. And so this is definitely your time to tap out. We'll be back next week to talk about the finale, season 3, episode 8. And so come join us next week for that conversation. But stick around if you want to hear from Maester Mari's book corner right now. So Mari, the library is open. Tell us what's going on here that we need to talk about?
I mean, again, not too much, because it's just so deviated. So it's just like not much additional context I could give to. Like I said, Lady Jane Eyre, people be gay. That is more than likely Jessamine Redfort that was on her knee there. Her supposed lover, the Lady Jane Eyre, is known as the Maiden of the Vale because she never marries. Which is why she's again on Rhaenyra's side. She inherited through, she's a woman who inherited the Vale. If they were to strip Rhaenyra of her claim, then Lady Jane Eyre's claim could be stripped as well. Also, of course, their family. So Lady Jane in the books, like I said, is an ardent supporter of Rhaenyra. Like, it's the whole point, that is the whole reason why the Falcon and the Moon are on Rhaenyra's quartered shield. So to see how Lady Jane has been portrayed in the show is definitely different than in the book, at least what I interpreted from the book. You know what I'm saying? So I know she'll be happy when them people get off her mountain.
Yeah, to me it's like a reluctant loyalty. She like, all right, yeah, but I feel like based on what you're saying, the book makes it sound like she's a more like ardent supporter. When in reality it's kind of like, as long as she's not anti me, she's fine. Like she's not actively working against me. It seems like she just kind of wants to be left alone. But the Aarons love putting somebody in their lap, because this woman had her girlfriend in her lap this time around. But I think back to Game of Thrones when it's is it Lisa Aaron that's got her son Robin sitting in her lap the whole time, and it's a grown ass preteen boy breastfeeding.
Yeah, exactly. Like the Aarons, they do love to have people in their lap, and we know it's not her kid, because again, she never married, she never has kids, and it becomes an actual like slight succession problem upon her death anyways. So it's her portrayal has been very interesting so far, and she I don't it's not much of a spoiler to me to be like, she is so far removed from the actual like Dance of the Dragons, to be quite honest. Like, she is literally just holed up in her space, so much of it does not touch her.
I don't see any reason why we would even have to see her in the finale. Like,
exactly.
Rhaenyra's gone, Sheepstiller's gone, What's the point?
Yeah, that's why I'm actually like saying it here. That I think it's like a wrap it up like type thing. Like I don't think we really need much from her going forward.
I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
I really enjoyed Larys dipping out on Aegon. I thought that was such a funny scene because it's the right decision, but it's also a hard decision to make because he is your king, right? And you're doing this in front of Tyrion Lannister, who's going to tell people that you deserted your king, so you can't look like a deserter, but you also need to get the hell out of here. In the books, is it, canon that Larys does desert Aegon in his time of need?
From the time that the sack of King's Landing happened and Aegon and Larys disappear, they're gone. Like all of this, like their whole this whole story, it doesn't happen. It's the whole when both of them do reappear, it is like a big shock. So it's interesting that they've been stretching this timeline. And this so Larys disappearing, yes, because Larys is loyal to the Greens because they are the ones who had the power over him. Remember, this man left Sir Otto there for Rhaenyra. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
Larys will serve any side that serves him. So don't go including him in any of the Team Green cups or drawings. he's out for self. Just like how when they initially got stopped, he said, "This is King Aegon."
Right.
Like, take us to wherever you got to take the both of us to wherever you finna take us, because I know that's the only way that we'll get wherever we're at going to alive type thing, So Larys is out for Larys, and Larys is very good at disappearing. And this is exactly what he does. He goes, he disappears, and he's working things until he comes back. That also leads into my second thing about Sunfire. When 2-3 episodes ago, I'm sitting here like, like why does it seem like Sunfire is dead? Sunfire needs to be alive. So in the book, Sunfire is I don't think we talked about this, right? About Sunfire's fate. No, I don't think so. So Sunfire, he gets badly hurt at the Battle of Rook's Rest. And at first, Team Green, when they have control of Rook's Rest, they have people guarding Sunfire because Sunfire has a wing injury, so Sunfire can't get off the ground. So in the early weeks, months, whatever days after the initial Rook's Rest fight, which we saw in season 2, yes, halfway through season 2, episode 4. He's out there, he's on the ground, he can't fly, so they started calling him the Golden Worm because he's just like slithering around the ground, eating the dead soldiers basically for sustenance. And then once the dead bodies are gone, then it's the livestock. Once the livestock is gone, it's the guards. And after Sir Criston takes the host from Rook's Rest, he leaves a small garrison behind to guard Sunfire, but then some Rhaenyra loyalists come across Sunfire. They run the guards off, and then they try to kill Sunfire, and Sunfire basically fights them off. Sunfire tries to fly. He gets up once, falls down. He gets up twice, falls down, and then on the third time, then he gets up the third time, and then what happens is once the Mootons, I'm pretty sure it was the Mootons, come through Rook's Rest, they don't see any sign of Sunfire. There's no longer any sign of Sunfire on the ground, just burned bones and charred everywhere. So Sunfire is gone, and we have no idea where he goes. So,
gotcha.
A lot.
Okay.
So yeah, because a lot of stuff with the books, I think I told you this like last week or 2 weeks ago. It's like a lot of stuff with the books is like this character, something happens to this character, and then we lose sight of the character.
Mm-hmm.
And then the character pops up. You know what I'm saying? And it's so cool when they pop up because it's like we didn't know what was going on with this character. They pop up, something happens. And that is the only thing that kind of is been missing this season for me. It's like a lot of the big surprises, like strategic move surprises, have been telegraphed.
Yeah.
And it's fine because you want your audience to be able to not feel like it was a twist that came out of nowhere. But like all the stuff with the bastards, like with Ulf here, like telegraphing a possible turn is just not as fun if it's a surprise. You know, it's like and that's just me coming from like from the wrestling world, a wrestling background. Like,
yeah,
in wrestling, we love a surprise return. Like, we love it when a superstar has been out for months.
You hear the theme song,
sudden,
and then
yes,
here they come running down the ramp.
And here they come. But in the last few years, with the dirt sheets and you know, wrestling being a little bit more mainstream, there'll be newscasters, journalists that'd be like, oh, we heard that so-and-so is in the back. Oh, so-and-so is going to make a surprise entrance at the Rumble. It's like, why are you spoiling that? Like, it would have been so much cooler if I didn't know this person was coming back. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of where I'm at with some of these storylines. It's like, man, it would have been so cool if this just happened and people were like, wait, what happened? You know, but it's fine. Yeah, it's fine. And we'll talk about next week. I'm pretty sure we'll probably have a much thicker book corner once the whole season is done. The season as a whole is done.
I imagine when they decided they were going to adopt this into a show, they looked at those disappearances as an opportunity to fill in some space. And so, you know, whereas in the book, you get surprised. Here, they're like, now let us tell you what was going on while that was happening. And so I think it gives the book readers a reason to even watch the show, because they're like, oh, well, this might be something that I didn't see or didn't consider or whatever while I was reading the book. But then it gives, you know, a ability to flesh out a whole show. But I agree, because like the off turning thing, had he not turned, I'd have been disappointed, because just the episode before, I was like, I know you didn't just slap this man up and think he was going to work for you with his dragon. That's crazy, you know? And so if that conversation with Ormond, like, even if he doesn't end up turning, I needed to see the conversation. Right? I needed to see that Ulf was at least self-interested enough to be entertaining other offers. And so, yeah, so I agree with you on that one. But I do think that was the show's opportunity. This is the show's opportunity to kind of be like, all right, well, we didn't really, the book doesn't really get into this, but here's the made up storyline that we came up with for why they were missing what was going on.
Yes, but I also feel like if Ulf turns, like, giving him a reason, like Daemon and Rhaenyra doing all this stuff to him, like you said, you're like, I get it, I understand. It kind of undermines, like, oh, he just did it because he could, type of thing.
Oh,
and I think that's a much more interesting, like, character dynamic. But it's like, sure, let's make him sympathetic.
I like that though. I like what you just said, because with that, it does feel like you don't have to do anything to me. I have a dragon. Like, that's, you know, I'm not actually beholden to you. You won't give me your name anyway. So it's not like I'm a Targaryen, you know, I think I am, but you don't care. So it's like, all right, gave me a dragon. Bye. I'll do what I want now, you know? And there's a large part of Ulf and Hugh. They could have done that. You know, they're not like Alan and Adam, where their dad is still working for Rhaenyra. They just like, okay, y'all gave me some dragons and you expect me to show up for work unpaid? No, you know, so yeah, you don't necessarily need to be scorned by Daemon to decide, I don't have any loyalty to Rhaenyra. She don't have no loyalty to me, so I'm gonna just do what I want to do.
Yeah, there truly is a level of selfishness that is missing from everybody, to be quite honest.
Yeah.
Ulf, Hugh, Adam, like, there is a level there's a level of selfishness that I'm like, it's going to be interesting to see how everything moves forward, because there's some stuff that I'm like, okay, I can see where they're going with the setups for the future. And then there's some stuff where I'm like, when this gets to a certain part, I think the now character motivations are going to be harder to accept this outcome, unless they're just going to completely change the outcome. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I wish there was more a level of just ruthlessness, cunning, butchery. But like we said, the history books are not kind. They're often not kind to the losers. So you know, they might be softening a lot of the characters' edges.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Anything else from the book?
No, I think that's it. Any other questions?
I think once you told me that Ormond wasn't a huge character in the book, in the books. How do you feel about the way he's being depicted as this puppet master? Because I've already said it before, I enjoy it, but as someone who's read the book, how do you feel about the idea that, like so many other situations in House of the Dragon, Game of Thrones, A Song of Ice and Fire, all together, is that there is a person in charge, but there's a person behind that person who's even more in charge?
I do like it. I like it because he's the big bad, right? He's been the big bad of the whole season. And when you have TV audiences need to know who is the big bad. And, you know, Team Green, Team Black, you know, Rhaenyra is leading Team Black. You needed that figurehead for a Team Green. So expanding Ormond's role, while again, in Book Aegon is, like I said, missing. Aemond is basically just doing what he wants in the Riverlands, you know, like he's not organizing anything. So Ormond and Daeron, this is all true to the books. Like, they are in Tumbleton, they have the host, you know, Daeron is the presumed heir apparent. All of this is right. So just fleshing out Ormond's character and bigging him up and making him seem like a formidable foe is such a really good. I love that choice that they made, because as much as I complain about how the show isn't about the books, I always knew that by the end of the dance, it was going to be very hard to depict, because again, this is not straight war. It's not going from battle to battle. So what they're trying to do is make it like that. And that's the kind of frustrating thing as a book reader. It's like they're trying to force a linearity when there's really not a linearity to this war. It's like things are happening simultaneously all the time. That's constantly changing the positions of the players, but it's hard to really depict that on TV. So at the very least, I do think they got this right with Ormond's depiction. Stretching this season into the Battle of Tumbleton is a choice, but I'm pretty sure I know what the choice is. So yeah, it was always going to be a hard thing. It was always going to be a hard thing to try and adapt. So next week after the finale, I think one of the things I definitely want to talk about is where we think it can go from here. If not, we can maybe come back and do another podcast, maybe invite Grace and Taryn on, or you know, like we did at the end of last season, and really we got to go back and listen. I got to go back and listen to that draft episode to see what what we got right. Yeah. About what the moments that happened. So yeah, it's gonna be I'm glad we're at Tumbleton. Lord Jesus, I'm glad we're at Tumbleton. Finally.
Yeah.
They queued up Tumbleton in episode 3. We're getting here now, so it's fine.
Yeah. Maybe I'll reach out to the War Dog, see if he wants to show up for the finale. We'll see. Yeah, I thought that was a good book corner, Mari. Thank you so much for your insight. Thank you all for sticking around for the book corner and checking out our final musings before we come back next week for season 3, episode 8. But until then, Mari, tell the people where they can find you and what you're working on.
You can find me over on Bluesky at Mari Talks Too Much. That's 2 like the number 2. Over there talking a lot of Big Brother.
A lot of Big Brother.
Also, yeah, a lot of Big Brother. You can also find me, speaking of Big Brother, I was on the live feed update this past week with Taryn on Thursday. I will be on the roundtable tonight with them. So if you're interested in Big Brother, make sure you catch me over on the RHAP network. Me and Sarah Kearney are bringing true crime to you mostly on Tuesdays over on Crime Scene Pod. You can go to crimescenepod.com. This week we are dropping our coverage of it's the movie that everybody's been talking about on Netflix. That's escaping me right now. Y'all know what it is.
Is it true crime?
Yes, it's the number one thing. And then Toxic Love Story. Story. Yes, everybody's been hitting us up about that. So go check out Toxic Love Story. Then go listen to me and Sarah talk about it by going to crimescenepod.com to subscribe wherever you get your podcast. We will also be in Milwaukee. We will be representing Crime Scene Pod in Milwaukee at RehapCon. So, and we will be recording a live podcast episode there. So if you are coming to RehapCon, please come out and listen to me and Sarah record a live podcast there. I was on last week's episode of Mess Magnets with Kirsten stepping in, filling in for Sasha while she was away for a second. So a lot of fun, a lot of things going on. If you want to know what I'm doing, just make sure you're following me on Bluesky. How about you?
All right. Chappell? I'm here. Recap Kickback is where you can find me. Mari, you and I got to figure out what we're going to talk about after House of the Dragon, because that just took up 2 months of content. But we will be back next week for more House of the Dragon, and then Mari and I will just offer something else up. If you have an idea for what you want us to talk about, leave it in the comments. Make sure you check out our YouTube page, youtube.com/@recapkickback, where you can leave it in the comments. Hey, I want to hear your opinion about this. And maybe Mari and I will have time to talk about that. G and I are working on something right now to bring to all our reality TV fans out there. And that should be a fun experiment if we can get it off the ground. And then Chappell and I are still talking about Rock of Love. So trying to get more content out for you. But thank y'all all for being here for our entire season 3 of House of the Dragon. We'll be back next week. But for Mari and for myself, check us all out on social media. Follow her at Mari Talks Too Much. Follow me at Recap Kickback. And we will catch y'all next time. Peace.
I've been trapped behind isolated like it's North Korea. Smaller city with some bigger dreams. The wall is cracked, I'm looking in between it. The world is yours, but man, I gotta see it. They say it's hard, but man, I gotta see it. The air I'm breathing can't feel my chest. Wait on life, I wanna hold my breath. I'ma get in my goddamn self.